Hi, I'm Jesse Hackett. I'm the new PGA head golf professional here at Maryland Golf and Country Club. I'm coming to you from our teaching room here we have at the club. Some of you may know about it, some of you may not. It is a pretty sweet little area we have here. We do have a flight scope. I have enough technology to hook it up to a TV. We get tons of club head speed, ball data, all kinds of different things that we can measure on here. And I have Ping, Titleist, Mizuno. We're going to have some Callaway fitting stuff as well. So please contact me if you need any help with that stuff. Something I like to do is give you guys some instructional kind of tips from time to time, especially this time of year when we're all kind of wishing we can be out on the golf course a little bit more. The things that we're going to talk about today, right? First, we're going to talk about posture and how that sets us up for a good swing. And second, we're going to talk about the sequencing of the swing, which no matter who you are, how old you are, how fast you swing it, if you have a proper sequencing to your swing, you're going to hit it better and further. So look, our first thing about posture that I like to talk about, I love to make sure that people, when you bend over to hit a golf ball, that your hips are moving backwards, okay? We see a lot like a really bad, what we call a C posture, and it's just as bad to do the opposite, which we call an S posture, which is way too much of that hip hinge, right? You can really feel that in your back. I'm going to flip the camera around to the down the line view so we can talk about a couple more things and it'll make a little bit more sense to you. Okay, so first I'm going to show you kind of the player's view, right? So kind of like if I was hitting the ball towards you, mainly because I want to have my stuff back here to kind of help show you what I'm trying to think about with my lower body and my posture, okay? So what I like to have people do, if you're unfamiliar with this, right, is if I start straight up and down, right, everything's just one straight line with my spine, that I'm going to drop my hips, right? And I always feel like, if you can see my belt line here, right? My belt line actually kind of moves up and back a little bit, right? That's my hips actually kind of rotating underneath, right? To me, this is the same move that if I was going to do a squat, the first thing that I do when I'm doing a squat is my hips go back. That kind of supports myself and it protects my back, right? It works the exact same way in our golf swing, right? So we hinge from the hips, right? And then I allow my feet to settle underneath. So the reason I think having your hips back is so important is it gives us the ability to turn, right? And then I think maybe one of the most important things is when you're swinging the club, if you keep your hips moving away, right? You can actually see how my butt's going to move a little bit closer to this bag here, right? So here and here, right? That allows me to really get through the shot, right? And even if I extend my arms down from this position, you're going to see, like if I was hitting a wedge, this would be really good position, okay? So the best players in the world, right, you're going to see that the butt or the posture is moving this way, right? One of the most common swing faults that I see, right, is instead of the butt going this way, right, actually moving something behind me there, right, it would go this way, right? That's what we call a loss of posture. It's also better known as the early extension, and it is a swing killer, okay? So the reason I always kind of frame it this way with doing posture first and then we talk about our swing sequence is posture is the foundational building block for everything, okay? So in terms of our sequence, boiled down to the bare minimum, I like to think of the upper half and the lower half, right? There's definitely a little bit more detailed version we can run through, but just to generalize it, this is plenty. What I always want to make sure people are doing, right, is that I start my swing with the upper half while the lower half is essentially being pulled into the top of the backswing, right? So just how the lower half pulled, or excuse me, the upper half pulled the lower half, now we want to use the lower half to initiate the downswing and pull on the upper half, right? That's what gets us into this position just like so, right? I know some of you probably look at this and it's like, that looks kind of crazy, but if I get in this position, I know I can make a pretty balanced, consistent golf swing, right? So the sequencing, right? You can have the prettiest golf swing in the world, but if you don't have any sequence, you're not going to be able to use that energy properly, okay? I look forward to meeting all you guys. I'm here to help. I love teaching. Player development is one of my passions. Kind of cut my teeth teaching a lot of young kids over the years. Taught a lot of good players as well. And I'm also a tournament player, so I do like to play from time to time. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you need anything. And again, I'm here to help and happy to help you guys here at Maryland Golf and Country Club.